The second thing I really want to let you know, because I didn't know this until I took the course, most of us don't give or get. I doubt if you get 5 of them a year, but compliments. And I got to tell you, compliments are something about like a smile is. Whenever you give them, you get them back. And not many people really know how to give a compliment, so I'm going to teach you, and I'd like you to write this down as I say this to you on your sheet of paper. And tonight, when you go home, I want you to try this with your family or coworker. But here's how a compliment goes, so write this down, please. The strength I see in you is. The strength I see in you is. And draw a blank, draw a line. And the next part of it says, and the reason I say that is, and draw a line. And it kind of goes like this. If I were to give my wife a compliment, I would say, Sana, the strength I see in you is your love for our grandchild. And the reason I say that is all the hours of time that you babysit while the kids are working and love and nurture him. There's 2 things you say after a compliment, because most people that don't believe what they just heard will kind of slough it off, and they'll say, oh yeah, sure, but there's 2 words, thank you. Whenever you get a compliment, just 2 words is all you have to say. Don't be embarrassed, thank you. So tonight, what I'd like you to do is go home, and I want you to try that. I want you to watch the sparkle of whoever you gave that to, because most of the time when we get compliments or give them, it's like, oh, you look nice. Oh, that was good. Well, what does that mean? We don't know, because we didn't tell them why. So if you would try that tonight, it's got to make you feel better. The other thing that I can tell you through the Dale Carnegie course that they taught and I'd love you to think about this, trying to do this, or not do this in one day, and it's called the 3 C's. And I'm going to ask you not to criticize, condemn, or complain. Those are the 3 C's. So many times, whenever we get into that part of our day where things aren't going right, it's so easy to complain about it. But I'm going to tell you, you are, and we are what we think. And if we think negative, that's probably going to be our outcome. So I want you to try that and try to see if you can go a day or a week. I'm going to tell you it's difficult in my life, but don't criticize, condemn, or complain for a day and see how that feels. I mean, it's pretty incredible. Give honest, sincere appreciation. That's another thing that's pretty free, that whenever you give appreciation to other people, it comes back to you threefold. And that's what I would ask during your hard times, just like during my hard times. If I had a chance to help somebody else, it truly helped me more than it helped them. That's why I just like with the compliment, a smile on your face, the Cheshire Cat, and an appreciation, you're going to find out that you're going to feel better, and you probably just made somebody else feel better. And the thing that I can tell you about all this, whenever you wrap this in together, is you never know who somebody else knows. You may end up being nice to a stranger that you don't know, whose uncle is going to hire you for a job. And the way they know that is because they said, yeah, I just met Tom Cain. So, I mean, that's the thing that you've got to always remember is, just remember, we're just a few people apart from knowing everybody. And if we'll treat everybody nice on our side, we're going to get it back. Attitude really is a decision. Each day, I got to tell you, as I woke up, and remember, he said, you'll be disabled from craft in a year, and then you're going to be in a wheelchair in 10 years. That was 20 years ago. My decision was made each morning as I woke up, and I wear leg braces on both of my legs. So each morning when I wake up, before I get out of bed, I slip on a pair of leg braces and my tennis shoes, and then I get up. And I could be complaining about that. But what happens to me every morning is I say, thank you, God, for my 2 legs. Because there's people out there that don't have legs, and I know. So if we'll be thankful just for the small things in our lives that we really take for granted, and that's probably a lot of our problem, a lot of my problem anyhow, is taking things for granted. and be thankful for the things we have, I think we're going to find out that really our life isn't all that bad. It doesn't take much to look around and see, folks that probably need a hand from us instead of us giving them a hand. I think if we put all this together and we just try to live a good attitude life, I believe at the end is when we're no longer here, we're going to leave an incredible dash. And there's a poem that goes with the dash, and it goes like this. I read of a man who stood to speak at the funeral of a friend. He referred to the dates on her tombstone from the beginning to the end. He noted that first came the date of her birth and spoke of the following date with tears. But he said what mattered most of all was the dash between those years. For the dash represents all the time that she spent alive on earth. And now, only those who loved her know what that little line is worth. For it matters not for what we own, our cars, our house, our cash. What matters is how we live and love and how we spend our dash. So think about it long and hard. Are there things you'd like to change? For we never know how much time is left that can still be rearranged. If we could just slow down long enough to consider what's true and real, and always try to understand the way other people feel, and be less quick to anger, and show appreciation more, and love the people in our lives like we've never loved before. If we could treat each other with respect and more often wear a smile, knowing that the special dash might only last a little while. So when your eulogy's being read and your life's actions to rehash, would you be proud of the things they'd say about how you spent your dash? I'm going to sign off with you now, but I'm just going to say I want you to have an incredible attitude. Wake up each day and give them a woo! All right, thank you.